time now for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Brought to you by Remington Rand, makers of the revolutionary new Remington Rolectric. Now let's all play What's My Line?
And now let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers from coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As a member of the newspaper profession, I'm very proud tonight to be able to introduce a member of our craft who has graduated to one of the most important positions in the world. He is Press Secretary to the United States of America, Mr. Jim Hagerty.
Thank you, Dorothy, and may I in turn introduce a very lovely lady that I have admired for so many years, both professionally and personally, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now, to my left, the head, not of Random House, but of our house, Mr. Martin Gabel.
And now, a gentle spirit who devotes his life to helping us all find the simple truth, Mr. John Daly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's My Line. We all take great pleasure in having Jim Hagerty with us tonight. It'll be the first time in a great many years that Jim has got a chance to ask some questions instead of having to answer all of them. But it's still our purpose to give all the panel, including Mr. Hagerty, a rough time of it if we can, and we have some interesting guests to do it with. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before the panel a little bit later in the show. We'll meet our first challenger in just 1 minute. Let's meet our first contestant. Will you come in and sign in, please? J.L. Rice. Is that right? What does the L stand for?
LeClaire.
LeClaire. LeClaire, it's so nice to see you. How are you
Pleasure.
doing? Where are you from?
My home is in Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago, Illinois. Well, it's nice to have somebody from Chicago with us.
you.
And Mr. Rice, the panel.
Glad
Mr.
to
Rice.
meet
Now, will you come over here with me? Mr. Rice, do you know how we keep score?
Yes, I do, Mr.
All right, fine. Then let's let everybody at home and our friends here in the theater know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, Mr. Rice is salaried, and let's begin the general questioning with Martin Gabel.
Mr. Rice, do you perform a service in your job?
Yes, I do.
Do people come to you for that service?
Yes, they do.
You talk to them?
Yes.
Does what you tell them in any way make them happier?
Not necessarily. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes is a really good answer to that one, Martin.
You have the look of an outdoor man, Mr. Rice. Is your work in any way connected with sports?
Yes, it is.
Is it connected with a seasonal sport?
Yes, it is.
Is the current season suitable for your sport?
Yes, sir.
Are you in any way connected with baseball?
Yes, I am.
Did you work today?
Yes, I did.
Did you work the Yankee-Chicago doubleheader?
Yes, I did.
Are you an umpire?
Yes, I am.
After all of our trouble, too, to use the middle name, John Rice, the youngest, I believe, of the Major League Baseball umpires, aren't you?
We have one other fellow that's newer than myself.
How long have you been at it?
This is my third year.
If I remember correctly, watching the game this afternoon, I heard that the umpiring staff working today was working in Chicago when the big McGilla took place some time ago. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
Were you there?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Well, It was a rough... What did you say, Martin?
Mr. Rice must have been very helpful in a situation of that kind.
I'm sure. I would just as soon you were out in the outfield when I started one, considering the bulk of you. Well, must say this. We can't have that kind of nonsense. There's the first thing we do is throw all the cards over. And I will apologize for this kind of panel we've got here. We'd hoped to give them a lot more trouble, but they do this to us.
I know that they do.
Too often, Mr. Rice.
That's true.
Thanks very much for
Thank
being
you
our
very
guest. Nice of you to be here. Martin, John Rice said if we'd started at the other end, he'd have lasted a lot longer. Maybe. Well, let's see what we can do with the second challenger. This one will give you trouble, I'm sure. Will you come in and sign in, please?
Oh.
Muldoon. McCarthy.
And O'Houlihan.
McDonough. Almost the same. Where are you gentlemen from?
Archibald, Ohio.
I beg your pardon?
Archibald, Ohio.
Archibald, Ohio. Well, panel, will you meet Messrs. Muldoon, McCarthy, and McDonough, and then will you all come with me, please? Now, are you familiar, gentlemen, with our scorekeeping system?
Yes, sir, we are.
All right. In that event, Messrs. Muldoon, McCarthy, and McDonough, please get in place, and we'll let everybody in the theater except the panel and our friends at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, a bit of help. Messrs. Muldoon, McCarthy, and McDonough are self-employed, and I think it's only proper that we ask Mr. Hagerty if he'll start the questioning.
I was afraid you were going to say that. Well, let me see. Muldoon, McDonough, and... do you gentlemen deal in a product is something that you make produced to the people?
Yes.
Well, would it be anything that three Irishmen and another Irishman might use?
Might use
Yes.
and like.
Might use. Well, I assume it's manufactured.
Yes.
Well, if it's manufactured, can I buy this product in a general-type store? I mean, I have difficulty in buying this product.
In a general-type store, you say?
Well, yes. Could I, for instance, in their hometown, could I walk down Main Street and buy it in a store in their hometown?
In Archibald?
In Archibald.
Yes, you could walk down the street in Archibald and we'll buy it in the store.
That helps a lot, doesn't it?
I thought you'd like that, Jim.
I don't know anything about Archibald. Well, is it an expensive product?
No.
That makes it $1.09 to go. Thank you, Jim. Miss Francis?
Judging from the way they dressed, I say they were in the sports jacket business. They're so jazzy looking. Is it anything to wear, this product?
No.
$2.08 to go, Mr. Gabel.
Is this product used... I'd like to revise that. Is the fact that your names are jointly Muldoon, McDonough, and McCarthy in any way pertinent to the product you manufacture?
No.
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 Thank you very much.
$3.07 to go.
I like your reading.
Miss Kilgallen.
Well, now, you said that Mr. Hagerty might enjoy using your product. Could I, as a Kilgallen, use your product?
Definitely.
Yes.
You still got the Irish in it, haven't you?
Is it solid rather than liquid?
No.
Small conference.
We all have to agree this time.
What did you say? Oh. Actually, I think sometimes is the proper answer, yes.
Sometimes it's solid, sometimes it's liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of frozen whiskey, Dorothy.
Don't think that didn't occur to me, Morton. Would you ever find it in the home?
Yes.
Is temperature involved with this product?
Temperature involved.
Well, how do you mean the question, Dorothy?
I really don't know. Just came into my head. Could I carry this in my hands?
Yes.
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 Would it be found in various rooms of a house if you had it?
Yes.
Could be, yes.
Wouldn't be confined to one room. Would you ever take it out when company came?
Take it out when company came?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If it wasn't out already? Is it a kind of a fun product rather than an absolute necessity of life?
Yeah, I think sometimes is the answer. Under certain circumstances, there might be those who would consider it a necessity. On another occasion, it certainly might have as a purpose of use a fun connotation.
Would you ever?
very much.
Would you ever? Would you ever take it on a picnic?
Take it on a picnic? Yes, so do I, sure.
Could children ever use this?
Children ever use this? Yes.
I want to just divorce my mind from Martin's vibrations here. Is this something that's completely non-alcoholic?
Yes.
Yes.
You don't mean my alcoholic vibration.
No, dear. No, just that what I knew was in your mind. Is this consumed in any way? Is it used up so that people have to order more from you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Could it ever be put in the refrigerator?
Yes.
Yes.
Would it be wise to put it in the refrigerator?
Under certain circumstances, yes.
Sometimes.
Is it better cold than warm?
Oh, no. 4 down, 6 to go, Mr. Hagerty.
Well, thank you, John. Well, let me see now. What do you say in this game? You can have a privilege of passing. can't
Yes,
you?
you can.
Well, I'll take a couple of stabs at it. Refrigerator. Well, let me ask one question. Is this in the category of something that you could or would eat?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it a food? Or
Yes.
a food
Yes.
product?
Yes.
Is it, would you eat this in connection with a meal as such?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Would you eat it in connection with any specific meal?
Well, it would go better with some meals than with others.
All right, John. Well, would it go better with breakfast than any other?
No. That makes it $5
All right.
to go, Miss Francis.
Now, it should be served hot, I understand, since it shouldn't be served cold, as Dorothy.
That, right.
It could follow, yes.
Uh-huh. Is it something that is used in association with another food, rather than standing alone or lying down alone?
Well, I would say, no, that since it can stand alone, this not denying that others might associate it with another
Just
food.
turn the card,
We have
John.
to give you...
That's right.
$6.40 to go, Mr. Gabel.
Am I right in assuming that it usually comes in most homes in the middle section of the meal?
Not necessarily.
Not
But
necess-
yeah. Well, now, there we are.
In California, they serve salad first, and in our home, we
I
have...
wouldn't, just leave it where it is now,
Okay.
Martin. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say this, since you used middle portion of the meal, in our mind, in the connotation of the main part of the meal, we would have to give you a qualified yes.
Thank you, John. And with that reserved concession, I will go forward timidly. You hesitated about its being a solid. Am I to assume then it's usually liquid?
I think since he specifically said usually liquid, we ought to be fair and give him a no. Don't you think? Yes, that's fine. That's 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Is there something particularly humorous about the fact that you all have Irish names because this food product is associated with a country not Ireland?
Yes, that's a fair assumption.
What do you think of Manischewitz wine?
I was thinking of an Italian product. Would your product be found in Italy? No.
The Italian
No.
product. That makes
All
it
right.
8 down and 2 to go, Jim Hagerty.
Thanks again. Well, let me try it again. Would you characterize this food in the delicacy category rather than what would be a staple food that would be served at a meal?
Well, I think there the answer would be sometimes.
Sometimes,
Mhm.
yeah.
Could we have a conference?
Can we have a conference?
You may have 15 seconds for a conference.
I think Arlene might have hit something. What if it was
I
something
often
like...
do.
Martin, did you get the impression that it could be a first course like soup? What if it was something like matzo ball soup or something like that? That would be liquid and solid. No, I guess not, huh?
No,
All right.
I don't know.
I'll go back in the box.
I don't think I better ask that one.
All right, the conference is over. Jim?
May I have a review of what the answer was to my last question? I've lost track.
The answer was that it could be considered to be a
Delicacy?
delicacy on some occasions. In other occasions, as the main part of the meal, you wouldn't necessarily consider it a delicacy.
All right. Well, let's try another one. In the category of food, if that's what it is, would it be food that is manufactured rather than food, we'll say, like fish, that is not manufactured by a product? I mean, by a process.
It's manufactured.
Yeah, is manufactured.
This is
yeah.
manufactured. I think I'll pass.
I'm going to give you 1 minute more, Miss Arlene.
Is there grain in this food?
No.
Grain product?
No grain product?
Oh, that is. Okay, that makes it 9 down and 1 to go, Mr. Gabel.
Is this in any way used for this food for religious observance of some kind?
No. 10 down and no more to go. Messrs. Muldoon, McCarthy, and McDonough make Chinese food. They have a company known as La Choi Food Products. And I might say La Choi Food Products is the #1 company of its kind in the food industry.
Yes, I know.
Yes, I've met one of you, haven't I?
Yes, I bet you, Miss Pat.
Yes. You haven't got your Chinese
I lost
makeup
weight
on.
since I saw you last.
Well, thank you, Messrs. Muldoon, McCarthy, and McDonough.
Thank you.
We had loads of fun. Would you say good night to the panel? Thanks a lot. Good night. In just a moment, we'll meet tonight's mystery. Come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for whom I ask the panel to blindfold. Are the blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes,
Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? All right. Panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. You ask one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and we'll begin with Arlene Francis.
Well, does that spontaneous burst of applause mean that your face is very familiar to the public through the medium of pictures?
Yes.
Mr. Gabel?
Have you a picture that opened in New York either last week or in the week to come?
Yes.
Miss Kilgallen?
That narrows it.
Have I ever seen you in the lobby of the Lancaster Hotel in Paris?
Yes.
Mr. Hagerty?
Why'd you tell me? Do you dance?
Yeah.
Miss
Well, I guess
Francis?
we all know that the feet that have danced the best down the happy road is sitting are over there. There they go. Clutter, clutter. It's Gene Kelly.
Jane Kelly is right.
Nice to see you all across a crowded room.
One of them.
Too easy, wasn't it?
Oh, that's
I'm
terrible.
afraid so.
No, actually, we thought we could have a lot of fun with this because of all of the great people in the entertainment world, this is probably one of the most talented, and I'm not just scratching your back. He is an actor, a director, a producer, a dancer, a singer. We thought we'd answer all these, you see. Yes, sir.
John, I'd like to say that Arlene has mentioned The Happy Road, but I saw a preview of it, and I would like to recommend it to everybody in the audience. Children, grown-ups, everybody will just love it. It's a wonderful picture, and you've done a great
humbly
job.
thank you.
Aren't you glad you came, Gene?
Yes. I must say, John, that I was talking to my daughter, and we were trying to plot something out because it's a very favorite show of ours, and then Carrie told me all kind of voices to use. And I thought that being on the Ed Sullivan Show tonight and doing that and plotting that I'd get the word around. And we had to take a helicopter to get in from Jones Beach. And I thought, sure, we might goof them off, you see, but no.
No, nothing yet. Actually, Gene did. He took a helicopter in from Jones Beach so he'd have a sure chance of his getting here. Thought this would confuse you. You'd never think of him. Well, the best laid plans. They do. Thanks a lot, Gene. Would you do that? Oh, thank you. Gene. All right, panel, we have time to test you once more. Will our next challenger come in and sign in, please? Edward M. Spitz. Is that right, sir?
That's right.
All right. Mr. Spitz, where are you from?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. You know the panel, and the panel now knows you. Will you know how we keep score?
Yes, indeed.
Fine. We've got just about 3 minutes. Let's let everybody at home and those here with us know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, Mr. Spitz is self-employed. Let's begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Mr. Spitz, is your work more mental than physical?
Not necessarily.
No, I don't think so. 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Hagerty.
Now, Mr. Spitz, is your work connected with the manufacture of a commodity or a product?
Yes, it is.
Is that commodity or product, I was just taking a wild stab, is it made of mineral?
Partly.
I was afraid of that. Is it a useful product?
Yes, sir.
Is it one that is found in a home?
Could be.
Could be. Is it one that is found outdoors?
Not necessarily.
No, I think while you might use it sometime outdoors, you would find it more indoors.
Yeah, just put the card
Sorry.
down. Go ahead.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
But Mr. Hagerty said, is there mineral in it? And I don't know what the answer was to that, or wasn't there?
Partly.
You said partly.
Yeah,
I
and this
see.
is in the
Thank
broad
you.
designation of animal, mineral, vegetable
I see,
classification.
thank you. Could you hold it in your hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it touch the person in any way when it is used?
Yes.
Does it, would you buy it in a store?
Yes.
If it's partly mineral, is it also partly vegetable?
Yes.
Is it a food?
No.
That makes it 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Gabel.
Mr. Spitz, are you related to the late movie producer and partner of Mr. Billy Getz, Mr. Leo Spitz?
No, I'm not.
That's 4 down and
That
6
was just
to
a
go.
corollary
Miss Kilgallen?
To return to your product, Mr. Spitz, after that excursion into genealogy, is this product something that anything could be put into?
No. 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Hagerty.
I'm right back where I started.
So we all.
Let me see now. Did we say we couldn't eat this? Yes,
You don't
we
eat it.
Yes, we don't eat it. Is it an expensive product?
No.
It is not.
No, that makes it, well, actually, I'm afraid we're going to have to flip because we've run out of time. And I think this is one we might have really stuck you on all the way through. Mr. Spitz makes cosmetics for dogs, specifically... It's called Naturalize.
That's one of the products, Mr. Daly, and I would like to donate to the Humane Society of New York, the Free Animal Clinic, what I have gotten.
All right, in the name of Westwood Laboratories, it'll be done. Thank you very much for being our guest. Nice to see you on What's My Line.
Holmgren handkerchief. Business is good. Business is good. You ought to cross the handkerchief.
And now, Jim, it was very nice to have you with us. I'm glad that we stuck the panel while you were here, and I hope you come back again soon. Until next week, this is John Daly saying good night, Dorothy Kilgallen.
Good night, John. Good night, Jim, and give our love to the President and Mamie.
I will do that. Good night, all.
It's lovely to have you with us, Jim, and it's always lovely to have you with us, Martin. Good night.
Arlene. Good night. Well, now.
Say good night to John.
Good night, John.
Oh,
Excuse
good night,
me.
Martin.
I'm a stranger in this position and don't know my manners.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
Transportation for What's My Line was arranged by American Airlines. Guests are flown to New York aboard America's famous luxury flight, the DC-7 Mercury. This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production in association with the CBS Television Network. Be sure to see Remington Rand's other great television program, Gunsmoke, Saturday night on the same network.